Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to the Green Woman Tarot. As you can see, I've changed the layout a bit so that you get to see all the cards, but if you'd rather see my face and not the cards, then just make a comment down below and I'll take that into account. Having said that, this is your weekly read for the third week of September 2020. So that's from the 14th to the 20th of September. And it's a general read, just to see what sort of energies are around you at this time, to see what's on the cards for you. But before we dive into the tarot reading, I need to consult the oracle. And I'm going to use this Nature's Whispers oracle to draw a couple of cards to start the reading off with. So let's see what words of wisdom the mysterious oracle has for you, Sagittarius, for the third week of September 2020. What messages are here for Sagittarius for the third week of September 2020? What does Sagittarius need to know? Messages here for Sagittarius. Oh, that's far too many. No, I'll tell you what, I'll use this as a little pile and I will spread it. And I'll just take a couple of cards from that to do your oracle reading for you. So let's see what you get. You have celebrate differences, and you have clear out the old. So it seems there's a need to relinquish things that you may be hanging on to that are no longer necessary in order to find a new way ahead. And there may be, for many of you, a realization that being different, or someone being different than you, is something that is not an obstacle. It is something you can celebrate, something you can work with. It seems to be a forward movement towards something new and something bright, something you may discover. So let's see how the rest of the reading goes for you. Let's see what's on the cards for Sagittarius for the third week of September 2020. What's on the cards for Sagittarius for the third week of September 2020? What does Sagittarius need to know? So I'm going to do a 4-card spread for you, Sagittarius, and the first card will be you, where you are now. The second card will show your challenges. The third card will be your advice from Spirit. And the fourth card would be your possible outcome, should you choose to follow that advice. And then I'll also do a row of cards underneath that as an underlining energy and acting as clarification. So let's see what you get, and we'll start with this card here that's fallen out, and you have the Magician, showing the possibility, the willingness perhaps to manifest something, to bring something about through concentrated will, through your own intent. But let's see what else you have. You have the Five of Swords as your challenge as your challenge card. And then you have the Hanged Man, which they call perspective, as your advice from Spirit. And then the World is your outcome card. And underlining these you have the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Wheel of Destiny. And then bottom of the deck you have the Lovers. And it does seem, you know, there's been some disappointment or some unfair actions regarding romance or love or relationships. The Five of Swords being in your challenge sort of denotes someone being taken advantage of, someone being left to fend for themselves after another has usurped their space, their power, their energy, and through an act of a selfish act has left someone out in the cold, feeling vulnerable. The bottom of that you have the King of Cups, sort of showing that there may be a struggle to contain your emotions, especially if you've been involved in a bond or a relationship with someone or within some company. You could well read for a business or career spread as well. But there seems, I get a sense here looking at the spread, there's been a connection that has turned out poorly and that you're struggling with that. But where you are right now, actually, you're in a position to manifest something better, to move, to sort of let go of this hurt and this difficulty, and you have what it takes to move yourself forward in a new direction. And that sort of fits in quite well with clearing out the old, something that you may have felt would have lasted, would have been a strong bond, a strong and dependable relationship, something that you may have felt that you put a lot of emotions into, you invested a lot into this, but it's turned out unfair and imbalanced and perhaps even chaotic for some of you. And now is the time, and you're in a situation now, a position where you can clear that out, where perhaps where you may not have seen things clearly, you're now able to see the situation for how it really is. This may empower you, even if it's empowerment through indignation or anger. You now have what it takes to begin something new if you are willing to put your intent in the right direction. You've got the tools there, you've got the knowledge, the energy, you've got everything it takes, but you've got to work at it, you've got to want it. And here you've got the Eight of Pentacles showing how much you're going to have to really focus and build something up. And as you grow it, as you manifest it, you'll be learning. So you're able to really start to move in a new direction, clearing out things that are no longer serving you, things that you may see now have not been as you envisaged. And your advice from Spirit is, again, linking in with clearing out the old, getting a new perspective on things, seeing things in a different light. Now is the time to step back and view the whole situation from a different perspective. And this will sort of free you up, allowing you to focus and put your energies and efforts into a new project, into a new endeavor that you can really build on and grow. And this will bring success. But this is the sort of success where you feel that your efforts are finally appreciated. And you know, again, this is something you need to put a lot of willpower in, a lot of drive and focus, and really intend to build something up. But it promises a good outcome. And you know, if you're able to do that, this could lead to a new phase, a new beginning. Something ends. There's a closure here. And it sort of again fits in with clearing out the old. An end of a phase brings you into a new phase, a new role for some of you even. And you'll feel the energies around you changing. Your fortune's set to change here for the better. Just give me a minute to have a little look and see if there's anything else. Yeah, so it's about leaving disappointments behind. And finding a new position where you're appreciated, where your efforts are acknowledged. And you can then step into your own light. But it's something that you're going to have to put a lot of effort into and be prepared to work at. And I think these differences that this oracle card is talking about is sort of like a different role, a different way of looking at things, rather than a difference between two people or two situations. I think it's a sort of celebrating how things have changed, how things could change, once you get a new perspective on who you are and how successful you can be. I think, you know, whatever this situation was, it's sort of, you were in someone's shadow, and this is offering you time to really step out into your own light and become someone new, someone different, having cleared out the old and leaving it behind, starting a new path with promise and growth, and something that brings out your creativity. And you'll feel eventually a shift in your energies and a shift in your luck. You know, with things clicking and falling into place more harmoniously than they have been. Whereas, you know, where you have this challenge here, the Five of Swords, this chaotic energy. The 5 in tarot is a chaos number. It denotes instability, insecurity. So it's about letting go of something that you held dear, that you put a lot of emotion into and invested in, but finding a new way of looking at yourself, a new way of looking at what you want, and finding a new path that leads to a beginning, a new phase in your life. So it's all new things coming in and leaving something that has been a disappointment to you, leaving that behind and starting a new path. I think the whole key is seeing things in a different light, in a new perspective. There's the whole hanged man issues, is, you know, he puts himself in an, this is someone, I don't know if you can see on the camera too well, but there's someone hanging upside down, and they're hanging upside down voluntarily in order to look at things from a new angle and thus gain some enlightenment from that. So there you have it, Sagittarius. You know, a disappointing ending, that's a challenge for you now, but with it, it opens up a new way of looking things and a possible new path that brings you to a better time where you feel in your power, where you feel that creative spark once again, and your luck changes. So I hope you enjoyed your reading, Sagittarius, and that it resonated with you. And if so, please remember to hit the like, share and subscribe buttons. But whatever you do, have yourself a good week, and God bless you till we meet again.